Namaste. My name is Kirti, and on behalf of Himalayan Yoga Association, I welcome you all to this online teacher training course. I am a teacher here at Himalayan Yoga Association, and I will be taking you through the concepts and details of the human body and yoga altogether. Let's hope you enjoy this course. Let's start.
Namaste and welcome back to the online yoga teacher training course. In today's session, we are going to understand the different functions of the skeletal muscles and how they help us make different movements. But before we go ahead and do that, I would need you to come and sit with me as we chant the Gayatri Mantra. Simply sit in any meditative posture, activate Chin Mudra, place your palms on your knees, palms straight, close your eyes, fix your gaze on your third eye or at the tip of your nose, and find yourself observing your breath for a few moments. Observe the effect the breath leaves on your mind and your body. Make it a constant habit to sit in silence and observation of breath, and you will be able to feel the difference in your own psyche and your body. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Now, as soon as you felt that your awareness is completely returned, gently bring your hands back in front of your chest, Namaskara Sthiti. Touch the heart center with the back of your thumbs. Now, with a lot of gratitude in your heart towards the environment that surrounds you, let us chant the Gayatri Mantra. Slowly take a deep inhalation. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Having absorbed the effect and the vibration of the mantra, let's generate some energy between our palms. Rub your palms. Now cover your eyes with your palms and transfer this energy to your eyes first. Touch your face, the back of your neck, shoulders, elbows, wherever you wish to transfer this energy to. Please keep your eyes closed at this point. Once again, fold your palms, bow down to your fingertips with a few blinks, open your eyes, and welcome back. So, as we have already discussed the different muscles inside the human body, striated, non-striated, and cardiac muscles, we have also figured out the different properties of muscles, excitability, irritability, adaptability, and so on. Today, we are going to understand the different functions or the actions of these muscles. Now, today, I'm going to use certain terms which may confuse you, but they are very medical in nature. The names that we are going to discuss today are agonist, antagonist, and fixators. Basically, these three are the names given to them depending on the action that they are performing at that specific moment. These names are also synonym to the actions that they are performing. For example, any muscle which is making a certain movement happen is called an agonist or a primary mover. At the same time, the opposite muscle which is supporting this function of the agonist is called as an antagonist or the secondary mover. One of the muscles, now these two muscles, they are mostly mobilizing muscles, or we can also say that these are the muscles which, or these are the actions which take place whenever a movement is happening. At the same time, there are certain positions in the human body where the muscles, they have to hold on or stress upon that particular position without providing any movement, but it still stresses the muscles. In those cases, those muscles where the movement is not happening but the muscles are still active, they are also called as fixators, synergists, or stabilizers. Now, every muscle can be all three of them, but can only be one of them at one time. Depending on the different movement, different actions, different body parts moving, these muscles, the skeletal muscles which are spread throughout the body, which cover the entire body, they keep on changing these different roles depending on the different actions we make. It is very, very difficult and very complicated to understand which muscle is active in which direction, especially when we are doing those twisty, turny, complex yoga asanas. But at the same time, only by practicing and feeling and paying attention to how your body feels, keeping the alignment correct, you would be able to figure out which muscle is making which movement happen, which muscle is supporting the movement, or which muscle is stopping or supporting or stabilizing the pose which you are in. Let's go further and let me simplify this whole thing for you. Let's see how the agonists and antagonists work together. Now, one thing you need to realize is that the agonist will always work together with the antagonist. For example, I need you to spread your arm straight completely. While your arm is straight, you will feel that there is no stress paid upon the elbow right here. There is no stress paid upon any arm right here. Now, I want you to place the right hand on the biceps as it is, and as you flex your biceps, I need you to bring your hand back, your fist back close to your ear or your shoulder, and you'll see that the biceps, it starts flexing or growing bigger in size. At the same time, in the same movement, let's do the same movement again, and this time hold the tricep muscle in this movement. While you're holding the tricep muscle, make the same movement happen and bring the fist close to the shoulder and see if you're feeling any movement in case of the triceps as well. So, as I've already told you that the only action that the muscles can make is that of pulling. They're not capable of pushing. They are only capable of pulling. Agonist and antagonist, they both work in pairs all the times. That means in a situation where we're supposed to pull the forearm, the fist close towards the shoulder instead of extending, we're reducing the angle or we're flexing the bicep. In that case, the bicep contracts, generates some force and pulls the forearm as well as the fist close to the shoulder. In that case, the tricep muscles are also attached to the same area as the biceps. Now, given in this position, since the bicep is contracting, the tricep extends to support the movement and the function of the biceps. In the same scenario, let's straighten our arm, rotate your wrist, rotate your forearm in a pronate position and flex the bicep, straighten our arm completely and flex the bicep. Place your hand on the triceps right here. You'll feel that the triceps are contracting and have bulged up in size. The same thing is not happening in case of the biceps. The biceps are completely relaxed in this case, but the triceps are very active in this position, as opposed to the position when you were bending the elbow or flexing the biceps. In a straight arm, the triceps are working to keep the elbow straight, while the biceps, which were active in the previous action, are completely relaxed in that case. What I'm trying to say is, every bone is surrounded by different sets of muscles. In that case, while one bone is working as an agonist, the other bone is working as an antagonist. Let's try and understand I'll try to give you some other examples of how it works. Let's see. Now we are going to perform a practical experiment to understand how the agonist and the antagonist, they work together and how they help each other in making certain movements happen. Now, for instance, can you lift your leg up straight? Yes. For instance, you'll see that these ropes that are attached, these belts attached to the ankle, are functioning as muscles. This is muscle 1 and this is muscle 2. In case if he has to bring his leg up closer to his face, he has to pull with that other muscle 1, and this muscle is getting pulled simultaneously at the same time. Bring it closer, pull it more, little more, keep going, keep going. You'll see that this muscle is extending while that belt specifically is shortening in size. That means it's contracting. At the same time, this muscle is expanding. That means I am almost at the edge of the belt. I am almost at the edge of the length of the muscle. Keep going. Now, at the same time, even though he wants to go further beyond the point at this point, I am holding this belt tightly almost from the edge, and he is not able to go beyond the scope of where he is right now. He is almost at the end of this belt. What I am trying to express is, even though that these muscles, the antagonist in this case, which I am holding right now, which is not making the movement happen, the movement is possible because of the brown belt, the muscle 1, or the agonist, which is shortening in size. This one, which is extending, is also restricting his movement beyond a certain point, depending on the length of the antagonist. In other words, we can say that these antagonist muscles are also supporting the bone or also supporting the entire structure of that body part specifically. Otherwise, depending on the strength of the muscle, if there were no antagonist possible, then the human skeletal system or the joints will automatically be more susceptible to dislocations because of the application of force from one direction. Now, pay attention over here. This time, in order to bring his leg down, muscle 2, or which was working as the antagonist in the previous role, is going to function as an agonist, and the other muscle 1, which is represented as brown belt, will change the role as the antagonist in this case. I'm slowly pulling from here, which means I am also shortening the length of the belt, contracting the muscle as it is. If I was not pulling, then this movement would not have been possible because this entire bone does not have a movement mechanism to it. The movement is possible because of the muscles attached to it. But at the same time, the other muscle is stretching. It's also growing bigger in size, which was completely opposite to what it was doing as an agonist. In order to bring the leg down completely, this muscle is completely at its limit. The agonist, muscle 2, is at its limit, while muscle 1 is longer than it's supposed to. It's fully extended to an extent that it's stretching beyond a point. In a relaxing position, either of these muscles is inactive. In an unconscious state, where the mind is not able to give instructions to the muscles, whether they're able to make any movement happen, either of these muscles are going to be relaxed. But every muscle can function as an agonist. In an opposite direction, it can work as an antagonist. In unique positions, it can also function as stabilizers. Now, let's try and understand the functioning of the stabilizers. I hope this example was easy for you to understand the function of the primary movers and the secondary movers. And let's understand the function of fixators now. Now, one easy way to understand the functioning of the agonists, antagonists, and stabilizers is by performing specific asanas. According to me, one easy way, one easy pose, or one go-to pose in this case would be the Chaturanga Dandasana. Now, Chaturanga Dandasana is basically a position where the body is supposed to hover over the floor with the elbows bent. That means they're creating a 90 degrees angle. At the same time, certain muscles are active which are restricting the body from falling down on the floor and holding the position as it is. At the time of moving from plank position to Chaturanga Dandasana, the mobilizers in that case were the biceps as well as the front of the body and the brachialis which are present in the forearm. At the time of stopping and waiting in Chaturanga Dandasana, instead of falling down on the floor, at that time the pectoralis or the pecs, the pec muscles of the chest, they become active and they restrict the body from falling down on the surface. If the person who's performing this asana has very weak pectoral muscles present right here on the upper chest, then the body would not be able to sustain the weight and will automatically fall down in a very short span of time. This is everything you need to know about the understanding of the skeletal muscle actions. By understanding which muscles help you in achieving what movement and which muscles relax and support those certain movements is very important for you as yoga teachers, because a lot of times you'll come across people who will seek goals such as weight loss or more muscle development or simple alignment of their own personal body with the help of yoga classes which you will be guiding yourself. So understanding of the actions, the functions of different muscles in different positions will help you excel as a yoga teacher or a yoga instructor. I hope you found today's class informative. I will see you again next time. Until then, thank you and namaste.